Hey y'all, welcome back. So for today's video, we're going to be doing another Rainbow High outfit design video. I've done a couple of these videos for Rainbow High and then a couple for Monster High, where I used this website ShopLook to kind of design outfits inspired by the dolls. Not really for the dolls, because at this point I don't have any intention of like actually making them or turning them into a reality, but just kind of inspired by the dolls or like theoretically for the dolls. Like I said, I've done a few before and I can't tell if people like them or not because I feel like all the comments that I get on those videos are very, very positive, but the view counts are pretty low compared to some of my other types of content. So it's not that I'm like terrified about the numbers or anything, but mostly I just really try to make content that is entertaining for you guys. So let me know in the comments down below if you want me to keep doing these or like if you're kind of sick of me doing these. It's been a little bit because I was hesitant to do another since I'm not sure how people really feel. But I figured I'd give it another shot and see what happens. So definitely let me know in the comments how you're feeling. I promise if you don't want to see any more, I won't be offended. Like, I just want to make sure that I'm actually doing my job and entertaining you. But for today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the Series 2 dolls from Rainbow High and kind of designing outfits for them. So if you do find yourself enjoying the video, if you could give it a like, that's very helpful. And if you're new here, definitely subscribe if you like what you see so that you can see more of it. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the outfits. Okay, so this I feel like is going to be kind of a wild card episode. I think that a lot of other videos like this that I've done, I have been a lot better about staying slightly more true to the character style. You'll see why I found that difficult in a second here. I also usually go from least to most favorites, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do that again. But we are going to be starting off with River. So for River, I did like pull up his little bio on MGA's Rainbow High website so that I could figure out what his style was supposed to be. So he's supposed to be cool and confident, charming, and athletic. So I feel like that doesn't give me a ton to work with, and that's going to be a theme. It's been a theme in these videos before. I feel like Rainbow High is all about fashion. Like, the students literally go to a fashion and design type school. And I've made so many videos where I talk about the fact that I feel like they're super inconsistent with the characters and their individual styles, or they're just bad at describing styles. So I'm saying that about Rivers. I'm probably going to say that about literally every single character that I do in this video. So sorry, prepare to be sick of me. But yeah, I feel like that doesn't give me a lot. Basically, I got athletic and cool. That's it. So Rivers is kind of more boring. That's why he's the first one we're going over, because we're going to save the best for last. So for River, I did the like leggings underneath the shorts like Ash had in one of Ash's outfits. I just feel like that's kind of an interesting design element and it adds an extra layer of interest. So I felt like River could use as much interest as he could possibly get. He also has like a very specific color, so that made it even more difficult because instead of just being able to look at any color of clothing and try to find something that I think would suit him style-wise, I also had to find the right color. So like that made it more difficult, but we persevere. I gave him a beanie this time around, and I also did hair this time. I picked hairstyles for these characters. So his hair is like a little bit lighter than the other teals in his outfit. I just thought like a different tone might be something that's slightly more interesting. And then with the dark roots, I think that that would look really, really good. I gave him some athletic shoes, and then I thought this backpack was really cool with the, are they palm fronds? I don't know plants very well. But it's kind of a plant design. There's like a lot of white. I don't know. I found it very interesting. And I feel like a lot of the things I have here for River are just solid colors, like the shorts and the beanie and everything are just solid colors. So I wanted to give him something kind of interesting. I gave him a little rope bracelet. And then the last thing is I did decide to give him a crop top rather than a regular t-shirt because I wanted this to feel at least somewhat more interesting. And if River is meant to be cool and charming, I feel like he would have the confidence to pull off a crop top. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it would look kind of cool and be slightly more interesting than a regular t-shirt. I know this one's kind of weak. I feel like I'm really bad at doing any designs for boy characters, so my bad. But we're going to be moving onward to something a little bit better. The next one is Krystal. Okay, so for her, in her little like blurb, she is casual chic with daring details and pops of silver, and then her three like core fashion traits are fresh, daring, and newsworthy. So I don't know. I feel like that's hard for me to pin down. I'm also not the most fashion-wise person, so maybe that's why I have so much trouble, but I definitely feel like the outfit I designed for Krystal doesn't look anything like what her doll comes with, so y'all are just gonna have to bear with me. But I did want to give her natural hair. I know that Krystal's junior high doll got natural hair, and I just feel like in general Rainbow High should be doing more natural hairstyles, so I gave her this really beautiful purple afro. There are a lot of different colors of purple on here. I'm sorry, it was very hard to like find the exact right color, so I just went with style pretty much and just a color of purple. But yeah, I started off with the hair because I thought that was really pretty. And then I was just really drawn to this jumpsuit. I love the cut of it. The like flared, flowy legs just really appealed to me. I don't know. I guess fresh. I feel like that kind of appeals to like the fresh section of her like style profile. I don't know. I feel like I'm having a hard time justifying myself here. I just thought that it would look good. I gave her a silver chain to wrap around kind of her waist, break it up just a little bit, and also she does like flashes of silver, so I got that part right. And then I also gave her this watch and bracelet set because on Krystal's doll, she has like a lot of watch motifs for some reason. Like there's watches on her shoes. I don't know where that came from because like that doesn't really have anything to do with like the newsworthy aspect. I don't even know what the newsworthy aspect is. These descriptions are not very good to me. But I wanted to tie in the watch because she does have watches on her doll, so I felt like that was pretty much the only thing about this that might look even remotely similar to the style on her actual doll. As for the purse, I just thought this was really cool. I feel like I was kind of going with slightly retro-inspired vibes, and this bag was kind of giving me the same feeling that the jumpsuit gave. I just felt like they would go well together, especially if they were closer purples. I just think it's really cool, especially with like the bangles around the like handle. I think that just looks so fascinating. And then to tie it all together, I love these boots. They are just like clear boots with a clear heel. The toe is silver, and then like the zipper on the back is silver. So we have those pops of silver that Krystal likes. I really was like, pops of silver. Okay, I don't have to go with anything else that's accurate. I can just do pops of silver. But I did think that they would look really cool peeking out from the jumpsuit. Since like the legs are so long, I felt like I had to pick a shoe that was like interesting at the toe. So I thought if you saw the silver toe and then like the hint of the clear above that, that would look really sick. I don't know. I know this one might not be accurate. I'm going to be saying that a lot in this video, guys. You're just going to have to bear with me. But aside from being accurate, I do think that it would look good, and at this point that's my primary goal. So that is going to be Krystal's outfit. Okay, I think I'm going to go with Amaya next, and y'all are not ready for this, okay? She has so many descriptors in her About Me blurb. It is absolutely ridiculous. So it's really hard to pin down. Also, Amaya has looked so drastically different in between her dolls that it's like, I have no idea what to do. So the things that I highlighted here are dramatic textures with edgy details, vibrant colors with glam details, bold and daring, one of a kind, and then the three like core things highlighted at the bottom of her About Me are rainbow, daring, and one of a kind. Rainbow just means that I have all of the colors to pick from, so like that's helpful because I'm not constrained to one color, but it doesn't help me with style. And then daring and one of a kind, there's so many different kinds of fashion that could be called a daring or one of a kind. And then all of the other things just feel really mixed together. Like, okay, the vibrant colors, yes, that's rainbow, that makes sense. Dramatic textures, fine. But then like edgy details and glam details, I don't know. I just feel like she has so many different descriptors. So I kind of just did something that I thought would be fun. I really went off the deep end with this video. I'm sorry if you wanted anything even remotely accurate. But I picked a nice like pastel rainbow hair color for her. I thought that would be a fun in between her like very vibrant, predominantly blue rainbow hair and then the like white hair Maya that we got at the beginning. I feel like this is just like a good in between. And then I like the idea of kind of the messy bun for her. I think that's cute. And then I was looking up all kinds of different like holographic and iridescent and rainbow stuff, trying to figure something out for her. And I landed on these shorts because I just think that they're very interesting. They're very pretty. And so the entire outfit is based around these shorts because they like give this look of being shimmery. And I think they are faintly shimmery, but I think more of it is in the way that the colors are done. And I love the cut. They're just very beautiful. I really like them. So to pair together with the shorts, I gave her a white sequin top. She has a lot of other colors, and like, I know she is rainbow themed, but I was trying to not go completely overwhelming. So I thought that the sequin top would be cool because it has the texture that she apparently likes. And then it also like would reflect light a little bit, but it's not by itself a rainbow shirt. I gave her white fishnets and then these super cool, like kind of iridescent, kind of holographic boots. Again with the clear heel. Apparently I was on something with like a clear heel the day that I made these. I didn't actually realize until literally just now that Krystal and Amaya, I gave both of them clear heeled shoes, but I did. Anyway, though, I really liked the kind of like coppery, kind of bronze tone of the shoes. I felt that it tied in pretty well with the shorts that I have here. And then I did kind of the same color for the bag. I thought, again, since she likes interesting textures and interesting fabrics, apparently the like kind of transparent bag would be really, really cool, and it does have a slight shimmery effect also, so that was really nice. And then to tie it all together and also add more of the rainbow proper detail, because like she is a rainbow themed doll, so I felt like I needed to add in more rainbows. I did all rainbow jewelry, so she's got a delicate little rainbow necklace and then a rainbow bracelet. That's the one that's on top of her shirt in this image, and then the one underneath her shirt is actually a rainbow ring, because I like just thought that was really cool. I like the orientation of the, I doubt they're real gemstones, but you know what I mean, the gemstones. I just thought that that was pretty and kind of tied it together. I don't know if this is necessarily cohesive, but this was a really difficult one, so like I think it could be a lot worse. Then we are starting to get into ones that I feel properly confident about now halfway through the video. Not that I didn't like the other ones, but like, you know, since we're going least to most favorite, I have to get more confident throughout the video. So we're going with Bella, who, like, if I were to describe Bella's style, I would just say Chanel. But the way that her style is actually described is timeless style that is polished, and then her 3 core descriptors are timeless, chic, and perfect. So again, Chanel is my first thought, so I immediately looked up Chanel on ShopLook, and I gave her a bag, earrings, and shoes that are all Chanel branded, and then I was like, okay, we probably need to rein it in a little bit and do something slightly different for her. But I like the shoes with the bows. I thought those were cute. I felt the earrings were like very understated and kind of elegant, and I just thought that would be very appropriate for Bella. And then the bag, it's a good color, the quilting is cool. I gave her short hair because I found it in the right color, but also I feel like more Rainbow High dolls could use short hair. I just think it's kind of interesting, and I think that Bella would rock this like short kind of curled look. I just think it would look really, really cute on her. Then the next thing I found was this skirt, and that became like the thing that I had to match. Like, I didn't care if I found a top that was cute if it didn't match with this skirt. I just thought it was so fun because it's the tweed, which feels very appropriate for Bella. Like, she has a lot of tweed pieces, so I liked the idea of doing a tweed skirt like she actually comes with. But this one with like the ruffle on the side, I just thought was more interesting, maybe a little bit more modern. It's not like the typical tweed skirt. It just felt kind of more fascinating to me. And then I did have to tie it with these like tights that have the line down the back. I don't know what those are properly called, but I know that's like a popular vintage style, so I thought that would be cute to tie in for her. And then I completed the look with this little off-the-shoulder shirt. I feel like she would tuck it into the skirt probably, so that like the waistline hits right and you don't have any of the top coming like over the ruffle, because I feel like that would make it look bulky. But I just thought this was really cute. I feel like the off-the-shoulder gives it a little bit more of a youthful vibe instead of going like too proper, because she is a high schooler, so like I want her to feel fun and youthful too. I don't know, I just actually feel like this really goes well together. I'm proud of this one. And like, Bella is such an easy pink to match that I feel like it also looks pretty cohesive. So I thought this was a really good one. All right, top 2. It's very hard for me to pick, but I think we're gonna go with Stella first. So for Stella, she is actually a hairstylist, so that's what inspired me to go ahead and give the designs hairstyles for this video, because I haven't done that before. And since Stella is a hairstylist, I just thought it would be appropriate. And then her 3 core descriptors are posh, standout, and bling. I don't know if I did well with this, technically speaking. I think it looks good. Do I know if it fits those categories? I don't know. I feel like the bling for sure, and honestly the standout, but posh, maybe not. It doesn't matter. It's cute. That's all that matters to me. So, okay, I started off with this dress, and I originally was planning on doing a dress that was like a lot more in your face. Like, the dress was very much, bam, you see the dress first. And then I saw this one and I was like, you know what? It's kind of more understated, but I like the material. I think it's satin. I don't know materials. I think it looks just nice, and I like the cut of it. I especially love the high neck. I don't know, just something about this felt very right. So that was my jumping point. I did give her relatively simple shoes just because all of the shoes that were more like intricate didn't look right. And also I really, really, really wanted to give her these rhinestoned fishnets. I don't know if fishnets are like an appropriate thing for Stella to be wearing. I don't know if that matches what she like should be wearing according to Rainbow High's official description. But I knew that they existed. Like, I've seen rhinestone fishnets out before, and I immediately thought of those to go with a more simple dress, because I was like, okay, well, if the dress doesn't have rhinestones all over it, I can get away with rhinestones on the fishnets. And that just feels very blingy to me. I feel like if your legs are literally sparkling when you walk, how much more blingy can you get? So I did want the shoes to, like, A, be a closed-toe shoe so the fishnets didn't look weird, and then also not take away from the fishnets. So that was, I really styled a lot around the fishnets. And then for her hairstyle, it was kind of hard to find something that was semi-fun with the right color of pink, but I think this is a good one. It's kind of like the twin tails that she has in her doll when it comes stock, except it's like the space bun. So I feel like it was kind of similar, and it was just cute. It's the right color. I feel like it matches the outfit. For a bag, I did this pink number with rhinestones all over like the top half, and then a blingy, what's the word? I can't. Strap. Oh my god. I can't talk today. I truly can't talk today. Anyway, though, again, blingy. I think I focused more on that than anything else. And I think that blingy and standout go together, because, like, if you are sparkling everywhere, you are going to stand out. So we continued that on with her two pieces of jewelry that I gave her. I gave her some, I think they're called chandelier earrings. Those are just silver. They're not pink at all. I felt like she needed something else that wasn't purely pink. But then the bracelet I gave her is silver with pink gemstones, because, like, I don't want her to be purely pink, but also she's a pink girly, and she's a hot pink girly, so she's gonna be pink. I don't know, I just think that this actually looks really, really solid. I can imagine her wearing this. Again, is it 100% accurate? Only you guys can judge, but I think that regardless of whether it's accurate, it would look really cute. And that brings us to Karma. So Karma is vibrant, she knows what's going to be trending next, and her descriptors are confident, neon, and trending. Neon is pretty easy because her color is neon green, so I really didn't have an option with that one. Confident, I feel like that's a hard thing to pin down because you can be confident wearing anything if it makes you feel good. Like if you're in pajamas and you feel good, you can be confident. But if you're in a ball gown and you feel good, you can be confident. And then vice versa. You could be in a ball gown, but if you feel ugly, you're not going to feel confident. Even if, like, you do look good, if you don't feel good, you're not going to look confident. You know what I mean? Like, confident is a very subjective thing, and I feel like it has a lot more to do with how you internally feel about how you look. And it also is very much not limited to one particular style, so that wasn't helpful at all. And then trending, that doesn't help me almost even less than confident, because trends change literally all the time, especially nowadays, like with TikTok and everything. There are literally micro trends that last for a week or even shorter. Like, knowing what is going to be trending doesn't tie you down to a style because trends change constantly. So maybe I'm just saying all this to excuse what I came up with for Karma because it's very different and I doubt any of you will have been expecting it. But I truly don't think that Rainbow High has described her style in any sort of concrete way. And even the clothing that she comes with, I don't feel like all of her pieces necessarily feel like they belong to the same person or belong in like the same style category. So basically with Karma, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do neon green, and anything beyond that, I don't care. It doesn't matter what style it is, as long as it looks good together. She's gonna be neon green and she's gonna be beautiful in a style. So all of that to say, this is what I came up with. And I really like it. I don't know if I'm just bad at style, but I actually think this looks so cool. I started off with these shorts because I literally just typed in neon green and I was scrolling through everything, and I was having a really, really hard time pinning anything down that I thought looked good. And these shorts just caught my eye. I thought that they were interesting. I liked the material. And yeah, they were just very eye-catching to me. So I paired it with, I don't know if I can call a neon piece of clothing plain in any way, but a relatively plain top here just to like not have it be so overwhelming. And then I found these earrings and I was like, okay, we gotta figure something out here with these earrings because I just think they're so pretty. The gold and the beading is so lovely, and I was shocked to find like this style of earring in the exact right color I needed. I was like, this has to be a sign. I have to use these. So then I just kind of went crazy. I love this shoe. I just think it's really cute. I like the chunkiness of it. Again, relatively simple, but it's a good color. The bag, kind of the same vibes as the shoe. They are slightly different creams, but we're gonna ignore that. I just feel like it works. And then this necklace was so fun to me. I don't know if this is actually fashion, but I thought it was really cute, and I guess that's all that matters here. And then on her head, I gave her this long kind of gradient green hair because she has a couple of different greens going on here, and obviously like the neon green, anytime you have any color, like ruby is all red, so like it's gonna be kind of overwhelming because it's a lot of red, but I feel like neon colors especially can be very overwhelming. So for Karma, I did want to kind of try to use a few different greens to make it slightly less overwhelming. So I thought the gradient hair was good, and then I gave her this super cute beret. I don't know why. That is a beret, right? I'm so bad at this. I have no reason to be making these. I literally know nothing about fashion. I gave her a hat. And then to tie it all together, I gave her these sunglasses. I liked that they had the same kind of transparent quality as the necklace, because like the necklace is obviously not real gemstone. Like it's just glass or plastic. And I thought that the sunglasses would work well with it. So I don't know. I feel like this is going to be kind of a divisive outfit. I feel like some of you guys are going to love it and some of you are going to hate it. But I'm obsessed with it, and I feel like this is my favorite one out of the video, so that's why we ended on this one. But yes, that's going to be all the outfits for today. I feel like I made a lot of excuses and did a lot of justification for myself, and I did not play by the rules this episode, so sorry if that was a little bit of a weird one. But I had fun making the outfits, which is what's important, and I hope you guys did have fun watching me kind of talk you through all of these designs that I did. I would love to hear all of your thoughts on the designs I presented, and then like I said at the beginning, I would love to know if you guys want me to keep doing this, or if you're kind of bored of it, or like I don't know what's going on. Just let me know, because I really like to try to make you guys happy, and I like to make videos that are as entertaining as possible. So if you hate this, I don't want to keep wasting your time. So definitely let me know. But I do hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night or whatever it might be, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye guys.